come on. What am I forgetting? Hit yourself on the side of your head.
Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Clausia's roof.
Oh, yes.
There were Maybells in the grass when you got here, and Maybells on Clausia's balcony. Wait, don't forget the footprints.
I'm like slapping
the diagonal
myself.
prints in the dust in the secret space behind Clausia's bedroom. Now they're gonna come up.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Head. Thank you.
You got it. Remember? The boot prints were like no modern soul.
I wonder what brand of boots you're wearing.
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what
He's
brand
exhausting.
my shoes are? Sansa. Some shit.
He looks at his running shoes covered in mud.
Show me the soles, please, Mr. Duras.
Fucking imbecile.
The old man stretches out his leg. A black and white spiral pattern covers the sole of the worn-out old running shoes on his feet.
The maker is called Sensory. You see their V-shaped logo, but can't make out the size. These are not the unusual horizontal patterned soles you saw in the dust on the floor of the hidden room. They do, however, seem to be about the same size.
The size fits, but not the sole.
Wait, maybe it's simpler than that.
Sire, he doesn't have to be wearing them right now.
People change shoes. It doesn't mean you weren't there near the room the victim died in, sneaking around.
Racking those brains, are you? Desperate to report something back to your masters? They must have really loved that dead fuck.
The lieutenant gives you a quick sideways glance and nods to acknowledge. The prints were his. You can see it in those eyes. He can't keep them from flickering, looking for something. The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly, some strange process within him. A gush of wind. Seagulls in the distance. You've almost got him. Just the last little push.
Maybells behind the victim's window. I saw them growing here. Point to them.
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning white with them. So many this year, too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. Wash the filth away.
I haven't seen these flowers anywhere else in Martinaise, only here.
They blossom on the islets before. We fertilize them with our blood. Resurrection was snow white in May, before they ruined it.
South, the Bay of Martinaise is dotted with little freckles of islets, turning green, with white flowers in white snow.
The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled with broken, useless trash for fat-fingered bourgeois children to play with.
You must get around a lot to stay undetected all these years. Do you know any secret paths? Pinball workshops?
I may.
A curious tremor passes his face. A young woman called Classier. Ring any bells? Flowers like these were behind her window.
Classier.
He knows her, but hadn't heard the name.
Yes, Classier. You hadn't heard her name, had you?
My ears don't reach the city.
But you know her, right? She had intimate relations with the victim, the mercenary.
With the victim.
He's so annoying. He turns his sight from the whitening field of the flowers and falls silent. Then the muscles in his jaw twitch. A spasm.
There is a small tremble. Looks like a smile. A crooked smile. Yet isn't quite voluntary. He's about to burst.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer. Dripping with blood.
Ooh. He was a killer, but he wasn't... Ah, man, this is like a weird... He was a soldier. Man, I don't want to side with him, but this guy is, like, pissing me off. So I'm just gonna say he was a soldier, too. He was a man.
Beating us to the ground.
This
Moaning
deserter's annoying
with
me.
joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast for 40 years. You know, maybe I should have killed one sooner. Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they die by the hundreds.
He breathes through flared nostrils. Like, I get it, man. I get it. You're angry, but then, like, just wants I don't
This
know.
is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
So you shot him.
Oh, the inhumanity.
Please, stop.
One paramilitary less in Revachol.
You can almost see him squeeze a tear out of his eye, his fists begin to tremble with anger.
The lieutenant raises his right arm to hush you, while the lieutenant listens, holding his breath.
Hold your breath.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I was breathing with them, in phase, and I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth.
He begins to smile.
I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his dick still in her.
This guy's a coward and disgusting. Then what?
Nothing. I went to sleep.
Of course you
Next
did.
morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white. Or what's left of it, anyway. My last spring here. I knew the fascists would come to avenge their own. And so they did.
Man, this is depressing. Like, this part of the world is heavily ignored and abused. Like, it's neglected. It's just left to gangs, right? So I get why he's so mad, but he's just so unlikable. I can't feel it. And so they did.
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
The lieutenant asks after a second of silence.
Yes.
A single word is all he gives.
And you were looking at Dan, the victim and a young woman, having sex through the scope of your rifle that night, before you shot him?
The lieutenant takes out his notebook slowly, very slowly.
The old man nods.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
He shrugs, then smacks his lips. Gross.
The motive. This is where the motive is going to come from. You can coax it out of him. The lieutenant's preparing the ground.
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't understand this part.
Why were you looking at them that night?
I'm always looking.
Ew. He cocks his head to the side, then turns his eyes to the city. Another tremor passes his right side, lower in intensity.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle? I'm just trying to understand.
A rifle scope has the best magnification.
A loaded rifle, though.
Helps him see all the shit.
And if you don't like it?
He's such a coward. He just, like, looks at people through that rifle from his little island, judging them with a loaded rifle, and when he decides, oh, I'll kill that person, then he kills them.
Click.
Yeah. If it's part of the shit you see...
Then you pull the trigger?
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
Coward.
He will not stop now. These dialectical materialist types never do. Exploit it. You got him going. Connect every little piece now. Wrap this up like a gift.
Okay, I'll wait. What specifically did you not like about what you saw the night of the murder?
Them fucking. I
So you were-
didn't like
oh.
that.
So you were jealous.
Jealousy is a reactionary concept.
Oh, I've heard that.
I
before.
didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself. Drugged out, soothed in the arms of a young woman. I wanted him to die so he could not enjoy life anymore.
For him to stop reacting to stimuli. To be broken off from the world. Cordoned into darkness.
Like this guy. Basically, he didn't like the other guy because the deserter himself can't feel any of this.
And I wanted to see his head
Jealousy.
explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be there for one more second. Writhing. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But you can't have everything.
He wants to see her covered in blood.
How long have you been watching her?
Since she came to Martinez. I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building. It was dark, still winter. She didn't have her skimpy outfit on then. Just a spot in the night, moving.
Past the Fell building on the coast? What was she doing there?
She was getting to the boy.
Hiding something in the
Yeah.
water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me, but I could see her, smoking. She was nervous, but not scared.
What do you think she hid there?
Her passport and tickets to Villiers. And from there to Cachet Brut.
In the free state of Semenine, hidden away at the edge of the earth, near the Pale.
This is the hidden boy she told us about. You looked into it?
After she was gone,
He nods.
Did you keep what was in it? When we found the submersible, it was empty.
no. Why would I do that? I didn't need tickets to Villiers. I put them back. If I wanted to extort someone, I'd do better.
This implies that he's thought about extorting her.
Of course he did. He's so foul.
Also, a little inconsistency here. He was surprised to hear her name Clausia before. Would he not have seen it on the documents?
Ah, you saw her name on the passport, but before, when I said her name is Classier, you didn't seem to recognize it.
It didn't say Clausia in there.
What did her name say? What did it say her name was in the passport?
It was something. I don't remember. It was dark that morning. I only remember her face on the photo.
Are you sure? We checked the submersible. There was nothing there.
Why would I need that trash?
Okay, that's
I'm
true.
not going to Villiers.
A strange confusion comes over him from time to time. Some kind of aberration of the nervous system.
Moving on, did you continue watching her after this?
I did. She had a face like an archipelago, with those birthmarks. And a body, hard and lean and bruised all over. Black and yellow. I could see she's taken a beating. I could see who she was, too. A spook. On the run. Revachol's the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen and arms dealers end up here to do drugs and have sex like animals.
You could tell she was a spook from the documents?
She had different color hair on the photo, and glasses. Forged. Some sordid bourgeois affair. I've heard about this kind of thing on the radio.
He's setting it up for you. The bruises. You can't make that out in a scope.
And you could see her bruises through the scope of a rifle.
You can't see bruises through a scope. It's just a blur.
He shakes his silver gray head. How does he know those minute details about her body?
It quickly comes to you.
The bruises on her body, any chance you've seen them through a hole in the wall?
Oh, yes. Cutting those drugs of hers into little lines with a knife. Masturbating
Did you make that hole?
with a clip point knife.
Of course. Ever see her through a window on a roof?
Like that, too. Yes.
My
Bending
God.
like a bow against the glass.
Ew. You've been through the secret route behind the whirling in rags. Those were your footprints there. You just changed your shoes.
I've been through all of Martinez. Every nook and cranny.
And that too.
Yes, that too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. Funny the way light works. You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me. I've seen people do some shit, but
He keeps shaking his head.
Those two took the cake. You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant's pen. A quick glance at you.
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
You had to open the steel door in the kitchen? How?
I got that open a long time ago.
It was locked.
Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over.
Oh, all over.
And I took one. And I saw her turn the light on one night in my scope.
He points towards the whirling in rags.
Andy found use for it. A spare key, like the one hanging behind the Union box window.
You had feelings for that woman.
There's nothing to hold on to. Only this. It's not enough.
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly, like stones dripping with water. Is he crying?
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps if you have your eye on something there. It's weakness, I know.
Yeah, you've been living. Oh my God, there have been others.
Yes, over the years. It's not unproletarian to feel something.
Was that why you left the dried flowers behind her window?
No.
He starts to shake his head again, a sunflower on a withered stalk. Why then?
I don't really know. I was
He's a
there
serial
one night
killer.
and she was crying, like a child, in the corner of her room on the floor, like she does sometimes.
When was this?
The day after I killed him.
And you brought her Maybells.
Yes. I don't know why I do the things I do anymore.
You wanted to console her. In
Maybe.
a weird way.
I told you, I have holes in my brain now. I wouldn't just sit here waiting for you.
A sudden pang of rage.
If you came 10 years ago, I would have killed you.
Oh, I want to see you try. He wipes his eye.
In the silence, the lieutenant draws a line in his notes, then nods at you once more.
So in conclusion, it wasn't about him. It was about her.
Her.
He repeats, staring at the ashes, then the reeds. There's a twitch in the corner of his eye.
The lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement.
Where is she, that Clasier? I haven't seen her there for days.
I'm not at liberty to say. I'm not going
I
to tell
know
this
she's
man
gone.
anything.
Locked up, or on the run. She kept staring into the scope, you know. In the end, this last week, at the fort, like she knew. Like she knew I was here. It doesn't matter.
Midtown, across the Bay of Revachol, the oceanic wind washes 40-story towers. Above them, Lausanne Central Aerodrome, a cocoon suspended in the sky by a web of suspension wiring, encircled by hybrid aircraft.
Look north.
On the platform, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and alcohol. Yet still, she smiles among the crowd,
There she
among the great
is.
ghosts of the city she's leaving, for another, far south, smaller, distant, hidden, not like the great chandelier she sees sparkle in the night below her. Streetlights, towers, tenements, and water, and across it, a dark strip of ruins, barely visible, if she didn't squint her eyes. He knew she knows. She was looking at the island, figuring it out, day by day, cigarette by cigarette.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
Who knows what he's seen and done over the years? You could get more out of him. He likes talking.
I'll make him confess to everything.
Enough. Take him in. Bend his arms behind his back and end this.
Yeah, wait. Been looking at anything else? Oh, yeah, you haven't liked?
A tragic comedy. Druggies, prostitutes, and rentiers.
A strange little engine seems to fire up in him again. It straightens his back. The familiar, put of hatred.
More specifically?
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house, stripped clean and draped in neon. But Martinez is the worst.
Oh, I know. How come?
Because of the racists.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Everyone is a racist in Martinez.
Yeah.
It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world. Listening to race-themed radio shows. In the ruins, in their lorries.
I actually agree with him for once on something.
I'm full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned by that Social Democratic Union and the farce of a Social Democrat who runs it.
Mr. Clare.
Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III, a syphilitic murderer, on the town square, to spit on the working class.
Anything more?
Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. The rest of Revachol at least pretends to rebuild. These people still live in ruins. In tents, like animals. Like those boom morons on the ice.
Hey.
A pity they
Those are my
didn't
friends.
drown in that tent of theirs.
He keeps shaking his head with sorrow for the sight that he missed. That all?
The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion.
He's got a lot of grievances.
Licking her lips. The old whore's gone now. Her gun-toting porcelain men are dead. So, actually, no. The worst is that old cock parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not enough that the
Renee.
racists and liberals are
He's the
dancing
worst.
on our graves. The old loyalist ghouls still parade the ruins too.
Okay, I agree with you. Renee was a pill.
Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozon, or Koyamorang, or some other island they built their palaces on, feeding on drugs and having sex with their own children.
Say nothing.
That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children.
Oh, what?
Throughout
No.
history, even the royal bloodline of the suzerain, it's all just an excuse for them to have sordid sex. At least that old cunt Frisell is now dead.
Just nod.
We did good when we pushed him under that horse car. If only, in the 30s, those disco whores.
Whoa. Those are my people. What follows is ominous mumbling. You cannot make out a single word.
The
Good.
disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language center, leaving only a nonsensical
You
sputter.
can't even talk about the disco.
There was something about a statue and nihilistic advertising agency people might be worth investigating. Boom morons on thin ice, going under. Those are the tent kids.
Disco whores?
Whores.
Is all he says. Even the word has to be pushed through his teeth with great force. The rage seethes too hard. There was something about the statue in the roundabout. And syphilis?
Syphilis is a disease Philippe III contracted in a whorehouse. The statue is an abomination. The
Abomination?
bacteria entered his brain and made him squander trillions on
Oh,
sparkling wine,
that's why.
cocainum, and monuments of himself. His son, Philip IV, the insane, contracted syphilis in the womb.
He breathes in with a wheeze of hatred.
That is technically possible, although Philippe III was not actually syphilitic. He was just mad.
And he still went on to govern Revachol for 25 years. We lost 2 million lives toppling that mode of government. And those grotesque statues, too. Hundreds of them.
But it's still there.
What a keen remark. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's still there. Do you know why?
Because... I don't know. Because cynical advertising yuppies erected a deconstructed version of it?
That's right.
Huh.
Some advertising cockroaches erected a cynical deconstruction of it. We tore it down with honest working-class plastic explosives. And there it is again.
He shakes his head in disgust.
Art is a bourgeois establishment. It's an affront to humanity.
Oh, art is great. You
Every
suck.
gallery should be bulldozed, and the artists should all be given 30 years of hard labor in Yekokata.
This guy.
Wait, the bullet hole in Philippe's heart. The statue had been shot.
Oh,
That
yeah, I
was
forgot
it.
about that.
It had to be. He's
It was
already
you.
proven capable of taking a far more complicated shot from here.
Yeah. It was you. You shot the statue. That was a bullet hole in his heart.
I did.
Yeah, pretty
A
good
needless,
shot.
sentimental gesture. I should have spared the bullet for a deformed monster
Oh
of
my
liberal
God.
capitalism.
This guy.
Shameful, really.
Yes, shameful.
It's so
So
exhausting.
many others to punish over the years. Isn't that right, detective?
He turns to you. Yeah, this guy's exhausting to talk to. That's it for the statue then. Tell me, Mr. Dwa.
The fat union man let them put it there. Corrupt
Okay.
as he is. Probably got a fat check for it, too. Shared with the law.
He keeps having opinions about the union's
He has a
leadership.
lot of opinions, man. You mentioned the union is social democratic and Mr. Claire, a farce of a social democrat.
Another hideous disappointment.
Let's just go through all your feelings right now.
Unions are the real enemy. The true enemy of the proletariat. Placating the masses.
He should have just written a manifesto or something. Have it all down in writing so your death, someone else could read this.
Disappointment. So personal. He displays a familiarity with the union's top brass.
Whose disappointment? Ever Claire?
That deformed toad? I wouldn't expect him to wipe his own ass. I mean, the brains of the operation.
The lawyer.
The smart one.
Edgar.
Oh, the brother. You mean Edgar. Edvard's brother.
He talks a big game about uprising and social base. They must have sent the smart one to some university in Le Jardin, where it's alienation this and hegemony that.
You've talked to Edgar.
First against the wall with him.
Huh? He stopped poking at the ash now, just shaking his head first against the wall with him.
The Clares wouldn't miss a man hidden in their own backyard. Not all this time. Nothing happens in Martinez without them knowing.
Of course. Maybe the Clears asked him to. Don't go straight for the kill. Exhaust everything else first. Soften him up.
Have you ever approached them?
I haven't approached anyone. I hid. It was Edgar who came to me.
How did he know you were here?
He didn't just stumble in like an oaf. He figured it out. Some kids told him about a monster on the island. I told you, he has brains.
He points to the path leading to the tower.
Stepped right off the boat and walked down where you came. I even kept the door open for him. Thought he was a man of the left. Wouldn't rat me out. I was right about one of those things.
When was this?
20 years ago.
Oh,
Neither
God.
of them could walk now, could they? They were less fat then.
No, where's Edgar though?
That's around the time the Clears came to power.
What did you talk about?
Edgar did the talking. Paid his respects like I were a fossil in a uniform. Offered platitudes about the struggle. Flaunted his pink degree. Even quoted Marzoff. Never trust a social democrat who quotes Marzoff. Oh, and charity, too. They love their charity. Offered me blankets and social housing. I still have the gas cooker he brought.
Why are you so mad about that? And he let you be here?
Let me be here.
I don't know.
The ZOC is an unlawful successor of the Commune of Revachol. We took this fortification from the Loyalists. Even the Clares understand this.
They let him be here. Understanding was a courtesy. But why such a courtesy?
Mr. Dro, did you kill the Crenel mercenary for the Clares to incite a riot?
You know why I killed that fucker, Dwat? As to Edgar, I'm not doing anything for that swine again.
Again? What have you done for Edgar before?
Tried teaching him some Marzovian socioeconomics. They didn't stick. We parted ways.
He coughs.
Okay, he didn't do the hanged man for them, but he's insinuating something.
What is he insinuating? What was the deal between him and Edgar?
The connection comes to you like a splash of cold water. Dark, cold water.
20 years ago, when you met Edgar, the Clares didn't run the Union yet, did they?
Hey,
A sputter from the old man.
He acknowledges it. Here we go. A twist behind the dark bend.
Who did?
that bourgeois cow. Tiffin Holly was her name. Licked the rich man's hand every time he came to town. Never seen a labor leader so hot on mutual cooperation and money. She liked that too. That Holly was a real bridge builder and a deal maker.
His eyes glisten suddenly with hatred.
Bordering
Or what
on
else is it glistening
sentimentality,
with?
It drips out
It just-
of him, tempered by something familiar to you. A familiar rage.
A familiar rage. Like Classier rage? She was also a woman, wasn't she? Like that Classier.
She was. And she was real soft on those money men. And a Barbara Muscova bag over her shoulder that she
Don't know
liked
what that
to
is.
bring to work.
And then she just disappeared.
Called in, they say, on the eve of battle. Ran away. Vanished like a piss stain.
He squints and smiles at the black logs.
No, that's not quite it, is it?
Did she? They say her daughter called in, not her personally. But that wasn't really her daughter, was it?
No, I guess it was not.
You could swear you see the embers glow against the under his eyes in the dust. Edgar had someone make the call. Why is that, Mr. Droll?
She couldn't make the call herself.
Because she was dead,
Here
right?
it is. The bend in the river.
Why?
Because she was dead.
You killed her, didn't
Just
you?
say nothing.
Say
The
nothing.
cow caught a bullet in her right lung. Fell into the canal grasping her tit and drowned. Or bled. Hard to say. It was a sloppy job. And a moving target.
You are sloppy and
She
lousy.
was going home. Waddling. Dressed in yellow. Drunk like she often was. The ruins were black around her, and she had a yellow leather bag under her arm. She tried to cross the canal, heading home to Grand Couronne or Betancourt, someplace like that, where they build those new bâtiments for the people who flourish in the hell around her. And the ruins.
You shot her.
Someone shot her. Or maybe the cow just fell. My memory is full of holes. All I know is...
Another big spike of rage. Different from the one he has for her.
nothing changed. Not in the material base, not in the hegemony. There was no uprising. Just words. The Union fizzled, sogged. Nothing came of it. Nothing.
Edgar didn't keep his part of the deal.
A sputter again, nothing
If
more.
you were to testify to this, give the RCM something on Edgar, you could walk.
The lieutenant says in a voice even calmer, as if there were nothing at all.
We would strike everything you've done and process you as a POW. You were in a war. You were on assignment. We could even extradite you to the Samaran People's Republic.
A degenerate worker state. Goat shit. No, thank you. I'm Revacholian. My days are short. I will rot away here, in a moral intern cell. I will not testify to anything.
But you did do it.
I saw it happen, and I liked it. That's all I have to say. I didn't live and fight for 40 years to end up as a collaborationist. I've heard it on Channel 8, 40 AM, Radio Revachol, late night. Everyone is a blobber in this world. Everyone betrays everyone. They're all already locked up for betrayal. The best ones, the ones with heart, were slaughtered, trampled.
He looks to the city. Damn, this guy talks a lot. I don't know how much of this I want to get through, but I kind of do because it's like wrapping it all up. The boom 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 morons on the ice.
They were boom boom imbeciles. At least they're not there anymore. What more is there to say? They're duped by bourgeois culture. I've seen their kind pop up, like worms after the rain.
Oh, there's plenty to say, hardcore man.
Oh, I can't say hardcore here. Oh, you know those beats are actually quite
I
progressive.
don't think now is the time for this, officer.
Oh, fine. The lieutenant tries to nip it.
To no avail.
Beats. Violent bourgeois language. Even music is a form of homicidal competition. Saxophone blowing anti.
Oh my god, this guy's exhausting. His voice trails off into a gust of sea wind. By the cock parading in his colorful uniform, you mean Renee?
Every fucking morning for 34 years. Throwing that ball.
I threw one in the ocean.
One ball against the other. I've always loathed that game. That is not a working class game.
How do you
I
know?
don't care what they say on Radio
He
June.
can play whatever game he wants.
Royalist ghouls played
This
like
guy
it
sucks
was
so
life
bad.
itself. Click, clack across the water each day. And that uniform, like a parrot plumage. I won't even mention that he's a traitor to his race. A petank maniac race traitor.
Just nod.
I remember him. I remember him from La Noce. Not him, personally. His make and model.
What the hell?
There were tens of thousands of them.
This guy
I
loves
thought
to
we
talk.
took them all out before the liberals came to their rescue.
He loves hearing
missed
his
one.
words. And Harry is just here probably like, please kill me.
That one.
With his shaky finger, he points to the city towards a crater near the plaza where a lonely pine tree stands.
Fat and plump, like a pheasant, just begging to be popped off.
Well, why didn't you kill him then?
Please, Mr. Dross, shoot me.
He whispers with such predatory hunger. It borders on longing.
You'd like to kill him?
Not yet.
He's dead
I
already.
like to look at him strut around, place the crosshair on his medals, right on his face, and just fiddle the trigger. Think about it. Let the bomb melt in my mouth.
I'm gonna shatter his dreams and say he
Save the
died.
treat for later.
The lieutenant asked cheerfully.
He is a juicy bonbon.
A juicy
that one.
bonbon.
A real treat for the black day. The blackest. When I put that gun in my own mouth, I think, no, don't waste it. Put this lead in that cock, Renee. For the boys he killed. And then I look at him throw those balls, and I suddenly feel
He lets out a wistful sigh.
better. I even hid one bullet, so I'd always have one for him.
Oh, that's nice.
Haven't seen him around lately, strutting around. Must be down with arthritis. I hope it hurts like hell. I hope he sweats blood.
Hearing it may destabilize him. You sure you've gotten everything from him?
Bad arthritis, yes. He's not playing this week, lie.
Yes, of course. I hope it hurts like hell. I hope he sweats blood. Must be torture. Not to be throwing his balls for a whole week.
He seems relieved. Could he have been worried for him?
Maybe he's worried.
He reminds him of himself. The same hatred. The same. You try to think of another thing, but no. It's just the hatred.
I'm glad we talked about this now. Yep, I'm glad.
It's all gone.
Assess his body language.
For a 60-year-old man with stomach trouble, who spent his entire life alone on an uninhabited island, he seems surprisingly fit.
That's it? Squint at him.
He's prone to erratic hand gestures and clearly malnourished. But that's it. You can
Okay.
see no more by looking at his slouched frame. The moment passes, and you say,
Ah, finally. Yosef Lilyanovich Dross, you're under arrest for the murder of Ellis Cortenier. Why are these names so freaking hard?
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
To the what? I didn't say anything.
The sum of all the erratic movements, fidgeting, and mood swings he's been exhibiting. The wind picks up. The silence on the water is broken all around you. Little shivers of waves appear. The lieutenant continues, like an incantation.
Your wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You will be given legal counsel within 1 week and must face court in 44 days. Do you understand?
He's gonna
Do
do
you
something
understand?
erratic, isn't he?
But
Do you understand, sir?
no, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
You cannot. He looks at the reeds, eyes submerged in growing terror.
He's sweating. Beads are forming on his forehead.
That's called
Your
fear.
confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat.
I might as well. Wait. Do I want to increase it a little more? I mean, how many points have I got? Got a lot. Do I really want to know? It might not be worth it. Wait,
You thought you heard something, but it's just the reeds.
just the reeds.
Maybe we could all fit in there.
Per se, does it have room for 3?
Not really.
Oh.
We could escort him to the pier, then either one of us can take him inland while the other stays here. But
But then, who watches him while you're coming back here?
This is a problem. Who will watch him there while I come back for you?
you come back for me? How about I go and send a boat back for you?
Oh my
What
god.
is this farce? This is a fucking farce. I can't.
Lillian. You could ask her, maybe.
Maybe I can just ask what then. I can ask that net picker to watch him?
This is no harmless old man.
This fucking world. This world. What is this?
Below the confusion and rage, a fit of jamais vu, like yours, the thought passes, more pressing matters take its place.
No, listen. Listen now.
Listen. Listen to Kim. You could come back for me once you've taken him to the precinct then.
No, it would take a whole day on this island. You go and transport the prisoner. I'll be here. I can escort him to the pier with you.
Maybe you're right? Why? No. It would take a whole day on this island. You go and transport the prisoner. I'll be here. Oh, there's no hints about what I... Damn. It's so close. 35 minutes. Yeah, maybe you're right.
This world. What are you talking about? Is this...
His voice drowns out in a sudden gush of wind.
The wind is cold from the east. Your skin is crawling suddenly.
What? What's happening? It's a phasmid? No way. It's an insulindian phasmid. Oh hell.
A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there.
What the
moving
hell?
its scythe-like arms in ghostly silence.
What is that?
What are you talking about?
The giant stick insect.
There's nothing there.
He looks
The
confused.
stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesquely small head. You feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand move to your holster. But
I don't
you
have a gun.
have a gun.
There is, I see it.
Tell me what you see.
Damn
Kim,
it.
can you see
I
it?
can't make out one small thing in the reeds.
I can see it.
Kim can see it.
4 simple words. Thank God. If he can see, then you're not insane. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly in absolute
I knew it
silence.
was real.
Its limbs long and slender.
I knew it was real, Kim. I knew it was
Be
real.
very, very careful.
The lieutenant whispers and takes a step towards the giant anthropod. Why are you stepping towards it? What? Oh my god. I knew this thing was real. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. These
The
naysayers.
creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from its head like a woman's hair, white and curled at the tips. It is no more than 5 steps away from you. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape breaks.
Whisper. This is the Insulindian phasmid.
It is.
You hear the familiar ring of his jacket unzipping slowly, painstakingly so.
You glance over your shoulder. The lieutenant holds a piece of milled aluminium. He begins to pull it open, extremely carefully. It's the camera. No, the flash will scare the creature off. Warn him now.
Oh man, I can't go back to that red thing. Whisper. Kim. The flash is... Oh. Yeah. Kim, the flash is loud. It won't like that.
We need a photo.
It's
No one
closer
will
to
believe
me.
us.
He continues to pull the lens open.
From the corner of your eye, you see a sudden cascade of motion ripple through the phasmid's limbs. A series of ultrasonic clicks fills your ear. I am not palatable. Do not eat me. I am afraid.
It's afraid. Stop now.
I won't be one of those fools who didn't take a picture.
He has stopped fiddling with the camera but does not put it down.
You see the phasmid turn to him, its mandible antennae reaching out. Its motions are quick, sudden.
Who cares what they think, Kim?
Understood. Of course.
He says with a nod.
The spindly mechanism
Oh, here.
turns
Okay, good,
itself
good.
back to you.
I was worried
its
that I
antennae
locked this
taking
out.
their measure of the air, slowly.
Approach carefully. Oh, this is so exciting. Oh my god, my plastic
Slowly,
bag.
With your breath held, you take 2 small steps toward the phasmid. The creature lets out a series of ultrasonic clicks that swarm around your head like swallows. The tracheal system on the creature's abdomen expands in front of you to take in and expel air. It's smelling you.
Thanks, Encyclopedia.
Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its white limbs. The head of the creature is crowned by reeds, and its eyes are like small droplets of water.
It's smelling me.
Maybe it is real. The pheromone.
The lieutenant's mouth is agape.
The insect's head is crowned with reed-like scales, the shape of seed heads. They rustle as the air moves. The ventricles at its abdomen continue expanding, like lunglets, breathing you in, your sour, greasy semiochemicals on the breeze.
Okay, if this is like raising my hand slowly, like to a dog for it to sniff, okay, that's what I'm imagining that I'm
The
doing.
insect stops its stridulation, seeming to observe you. Below its crown of reeds, little pinprick eyes detect motion, glittering. The world stands still around you.
There's so much magic in this game without magic, you know? It's the
Suddenly,
whimsy.
there is silence.
This feels so whimsical.
No, stop. Be afraid.
Stop, put your hand down.
The invertebrate comes back to life, stridulating. Sets of complex eyes follow you, moving in tandem on either side of the insect's small head.
Hello, I'm Harry. I don't really know who I am.
No reply. A total ancient silence comes from its mouth. along with what appears to be some kind of foam. The stridulations of its limbs continue all around you.
Stand on your tiptoes and look more closely.
You were right. Little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature, on its segmented lower lip. It looks to be foaming slowly. The foam is white, then yellowish. The faintest smell like you've never felt before, like burnt roses.
Kim, it's foaming.
Careful. It may be poisonous.
Oh, I didn't even consider that. The lieutenant watches you apprehensively.
The foam slowly turns a darker shade, like burnt caramel, as
It's
the
rabid.
insect moves its mouth parts, masticating. The little bubbles begin to burst, one by one, letting out that same smell, like summer burning.
Okay. Tell me, what are you doing?
I exist.
Oh my god, I exist too! We have so much in common.
Tell me what it's like for you.
Oh. I'm ill. I'm sick.
What is your illness?
I'm ill in my head. I'm insane. That's how it is for me. Or whoa, no. For me, it was like in my heart. For me, it's sadness, input after input.
For me, it is not like that. I have states, not the emotions. For example, I experience excitement at unexpected sugar rewards. But that is not important.
Her voice is so cute.
Now I will tell you how it is for me. For me, it is a series of half-lit images, a kind of darkness, being intruded upon, transient, dim, moist,
Intruded by what?
shapes of plants and animals, and internal sensations, a swarm of sounds, tiny vibrations on the inside of my forearms. All speak of complexities totally beyond my understanding. I am at the end of a narrow funnel, weightless, so light, it only feels like something to be me. In truth, perhaps I'm nothing. I certainly do not have a soul, and if I did, it would never ache.
You're the type of animal I would like to be.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Why do you ask?
Sometimes, when molting, I will grow a lost limb.
That's dope.
One time something went wrong, and a small leg replaced a missing antenna.
Oh. Oh, a small leg. That's horrible.
Yes, the leg tried to move around independently,
Oh my god.
making it hard to walk.
You don't have a foot there now?
Yes, thankfully someone ate it.
Oh,
The next time I molded, I grew an antenna again.
is this a dream? What is happening?
No, you're awake. I am real. Light is forming me. This is real.
I am a detective.
So am I.
Oh,
I was born to detect sucrose rewards and
Cute.
semiochemicals. What were you born to detect?
the killer.
He's in a bad state, deteriorating fast now. He thinks I am beneficial to him, but I am not. I only quicken his deterioration.
What? You're destroying him?
Very slowly, and only because he won't go away. It is meant to keep them from noticing me, to interfere with the pictures in their heads. But he has looked at me for too long, and I am destroying him.
Whoa. Are you poisonous then?
Yes, I do not have a starter display, so I use a neurodegenerative element to aid in camouflage. Do not worry. It is only destructive over long periods of time.
The way you say that is so damn cute.
The deserter. He's been here for a long time.
What exactly are you?
I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmodia, endemic to the Insulindian Insula. For the last 350 years, I have hidden in plain sight. masquerading as the reeds, molting, cloning myself, unfolding at night to play with trash bins and boys.
It may have unknown, dangerous biochemical characteristics that help it maintain its camouflage.
Oh, it does.
No one unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain. Also, by the soldiers of the revolution and the officials of the occupation. Even the Samanese islanders who came here first, but did not stay, have not seen me. I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions, until I was accidentally discovered by a detective of the citizen militia in Revershop, district of Martinez, March 51.
That's me. You're so cute. This is so damn cute for a stick thing. Where does this come from? All this around us, the world.
Not even the birds know that. Not even the water lily.
We need to know. Perhaps it's sent to us by a god, but we do need to know. Then all we can do is beat our fists against it. No, we need to know.
I think we should eat it.
Oh,
If it's a leaf, you can put it in your mouth.
you
Or
can put
read
it in your mouth.
Yum yum.
Yum yum. Aw.
Wait, so
So you look like a reed and you eat reeds.
Yes, they don't mind.
Have you accidentally eaten another reed phasmid?
Yes, I once cloned myself and ate the little ones. It was winter, and I woke up at the wrong time. It was an accident.
Oh my god. Oh, that's insane.
No, you are. The moral
yeah, I am-
of our
I am
encounter
insane.
is, I am a relatively medium life form, while it is you who are a total extreme madness. A volatile simian nerve system, ominously new to the planet.
We are in agreement.
The Pale too came
Oh, the
with
Pale.
you. No one remembers it before you. The Nidarians do not. The radially symmetrics do not. There is an almost unanimous agreement between the birds and the plants that you are going to destroy us all.
Wait, the Pale is human-made?
It is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you, eating away at reality. A great, unnatural territory. Its advent coincides with the arrival of the human mind.
But I don't have that kind of power.
You're a violent and irrepressible miracle. The vacuum of cosmos and the stars burning in it are afraid of you. Give me enough time, you will wipe us all out and replace us with nothing. Just by accident.
How?
We suspect it will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out anaerobic life 2.6 billion years ago, when organisms first started breathing. Only much worse.
instead of air, you exhale thoughts. There are no trees that eat thoughts.
Worse how?
Everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nose mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink.
I won't blink.
What if he misplaces us all one day, or just forget?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is wild. But I want to blink and undo 12 billion years of matter. No, no, no. I don't want to do that. This is the gloaming. Nope. I've already forgotten the whole world once when I drank too much. I'll be extra careful not to blink, stick insect. Don't worry.
Please be.
Yes.
Or one day, one of you will close your eyes and sigh, and open them to see that none of this ever existed.
This is crazy and it's kind of scary. Kim, am I having a violent epileptic seizure?
It doesn't look like that, no.
What does it look like?
You're just staring at it.
Oh, he can't hear me talking? Oh, then I think I'm having a vision about the final fate of mankind.
Okay. Is it somehow related to the case?
The case? The case is meaningless compared to this. I have totally transcended the case.
I think we should take the picture, and then you should back away from the unstudied species.
I have to say goodbye now. I have no more thoughts. That was all.
No, there is one more.
Ooh, what more? Of all the creatures I've met, you are the kindest. You're the most beautiful. Yeah, of all the creatures I've met, you are the most beautiful.
Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you before you go. That woman, turn from the ruin. Turn and go forward. For freedom.
Wait, what woman?
You cannot lie to me. Behind you, it smells of fires. So awfully far you were prepared to go in her presence. And it.
I will. I only have Kim now. Kim is all that matters.
She was hell on earth. It doesn't take a 3-meter stick insect to tell you that.
She was hell. I did not find her to be non-hellish. Dolores. Okay, Kim. Take the picture.
Okay.
With a slow ring of metal, the lieutenant slides the lens open and raises it to eye level.
There is no change in the insect's motion while it's being aimed by the camera. It remains fixated on you.
Is it gonna kill me?
In 3. If it moves, you jump back. I'll shoot. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like the blade of a sword. The phasmid freezes in its bright light. Head turned toward the lieutenant, hypnotized by the flash. It stands frozen before you.
I got it.
You hear the lieutenant whisper as the creature's shape develops onto photo paper in his hand. A polychrome ghost of white streaks against the reeds in the sky, and you as a shadow before it.
Immortalized.
Slowly reach out and touch the creature's whisker.
The antennae hang from a great height. With your hand shaking, you barely touch the tip of the left whisker. On contact, the kiting curls into a spiral, like the tip of a poison ivy. Its touch on your fingertip feels cold, ticklish. It is surprisingly delicate, the curly end of the whisker, like a young vine. It's even a bit wet.
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
Look at your finger.
You were right. It glistens with some kind of moisture.
Ew.
The creature in front of you stays frozen.
I'm going to lick my finger.
It tastes like sugar, very faint. The anthropod towers above you, tufts of reeds pointing from limb and head alike. Odorless, mostly comprised of water.
Should I carefully pet its scythe-like forearm? This seems unwise. I could lose an arm, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
The limb before you is incredibly light, like eggshell. It's much lighter than a reed. You feel a soft push could tip the creature over. Its hollow exoskeleton collapsing. Warning!
Warning, pull your hand away.
A sudden shiver passes the limb. Looks like the creature is awakening. Wave by wave from its stupor, some sort of countdown process is happening. That's all you have time to think.
We got it, back off.
Another shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life, like a record continuing where it left off, in a swaying, praying motion. Even the small black pearls of its eyes do not stray from you.
Disengage slowly.
As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water, the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface.
This is such a magical experience. What? That's... I don't know why, but I felt like I just saw a unicorn.
And
I mean,
just like
it's a
that,
mythological
it's
creature
gone,
too.
skating away across the sea's calm mirror like a skipping stone, leaving nothing but circles on the water. And something under it, in the place it stood, bobbing there, among the reeds, a collection of items.
It's gone.
The lieutenant looks north with his hand raised to his brow. It can walk on water?
Apparently, yes. Like a water strider. Only... I've never seen anything like that in my life.
What's that in the reeds?
Looks like a nest of some sort. We should have a look.
What now?
What now?
The old man behind you repeats suddenly. He puts his hand into the ash. It's dirty and black.
Our
Shut up.
suspect is not looking so good. We need to check on him.
Yeah, he's fine.
Cup of the
Yeah.
apocalypse.
I know I got this very late in the game, but you know what? It's here.
It's not fire. It's not
Oh
ash.
man, learning
There
for
will
Inland
most
Empire
certainly be
6?
a
Oh
sea
damn,
of
I should have gotten it in the
corpses
beginning.
leading up.
I'm gonna get Inland Empire. You know what? It's the end of the game. Let's get more. What's this? The helmet.
Brother, you've managed to collect all the armor pieces. Too bad it's too late for the big showdown.
At least my collector's impulse has been satisfied.
Indeed, you found it all. Now your mortal coil is completely protected. Few cops are this futuristic.
At least now I am truly invincible. Evidence, Classia's passport. Excuse me, hold on. I have to wear the set. Where is it? Oh, I look cool. Look at this hat. Inspect Phasma's gone. Check upon the deserter now. After I check out Classia's passport.
This passport, issued by the Sovereign Republic of Oranje, is issued to a black-haired woman called Katarzyna Alazie.
Classia's hidden documents. From the empty boy.
Look at the photo.
It's Klasia, with short black hair and glasses. She looks boyish, younger somehow.
Wait, what was this doing in the Phasmid's nest?
Maybe our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Classia's, or whatever her name was. Hiding place, or...
The Phasmid took it and I sensed it. Do so. I saw something open up the buoy with spindly legs. Point to your head.
Like a magpie? What a
Maybe.
coincidence. Then it would also have collected the other objects, which would be highly unusual.
It did. I'm wearing the armor.
By now, the lieutenant has accepted your unusual methods.
That complete trust.
I can see how the helmet could wash up on the island. And the scope. Maybe Mr. Dross lost it. But to seek this out would be very unusual behavior for an arthropod.
A curious octopus would do something similar, or even a cuttlefish.
Perhaps it was curious, like an octopus.
An octopus belongs to a very different class. It's not even an insect, it's a mollusk. But yes, I see your point.
It says Katarzyna Alazie.
She said it would be for Anouk Meyer-Smith.
Katarzyna Alazie was supposed to
Alazie.
be her real name, where Klasia comes from. Remember? God damn it.
Maybe this is her real passport, not a fake, because this is her real name.
No, she lied to us.
Oh.
Her so-called real name was not her real name. Somehow she's managed to lie to us about that too.
What's her real name then?
I don't know. But it's not Katarzyna Alazie or Klasia or Anouk Meyer-Smith. We didn't even scratch the surface with her, detective. Perhaps it's better that we didn't arrest her. Who knows what hell she'd be raising in my district by now.
Put the passport away. Oh, who is she? Ooh, let's go. Alright, let's talk to this deserter again, because he loves to talk.
What is it? What do you want from me? I can't go.
Something is very wrong with him now.
Sir, how could you not see the Phasmid?
See.
He stares at the reeds and falls silent.
Mr. Dross?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring,
Uh-oh.
black eyes
He's
glazed
gonna die.
over and bulging from their sockets. His gap-toothed mouth shaking.
Wave your hands in front of your hand in front of his eyes.
A light shiver passes him, followed by nothing. His hands are trembling, and he breathes slowly.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility. The good news is, this solves our transportation problem. Doesn't it, Mr. Dross?
The trembling mouth appears to sigh,
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid.
What happened to this man?
Old age and shock.
I think it's the phasmid.
Yes, the arrest and the appearance of the phasmid, the combined stress. But you think it's something more than that, don't you?
Yep.
There's much more. Remember what it said when it spoke.
I talked to the phasmid. It said it's destroying him.
You should be more careful, detective. Are you sure it wasn't having an effect on you?
Maybe. Anyway, it's only trying to remain unseen. The degradation is a side effect.
A valid hunch. Long-term exposure to something like that could be neurodegenerative. Also, please be careful when approaching unknown species in the future, detective.
Oh, but it was so cool. He's been here for a long time. Who knows how much of it in its company.
He did seem distressed when it finally came to arresting him. Like he didn't want to leave this place. And the insect, maybe.
He looks at his notebook.
I have absolutely forgotten to take notes. I hope I remember all of this. This will be one hell of a report. Thank God we have the photo.
No one would believe you without it.
We found some things in the phasmid's nest, Mr. Dross.
He stares into the reeds. Your words don't stir anything in him. Perhaps you should.
Tap the helmet on your head?
Nothing. Just dull staring. Not even rage left, wherever he is. The last embers have gone out. The war is over.
If Kuno kicked it into the sea, as he said he did, the ebb would put it back here. This makes sense. Mr. Dross could have picked it up. Or the phasmid even. If it did, this is incredible.
Show him the Oranese passport.
No reaction. His breathing is slow, and he appears very old all of a sudden. Around 80.
He's gonna die here.
Did you take this passport and other papers from a boy on the coast?
The spirit.
He hears us. The spirit?
No reply. He's gone again.
Try something else? We got him back for a moment.
Show him the detached scope.
I lost.
You lost it, Mr. Dross?
He turns his eyes to the reeds again, as he's done so many times. Beige and white stripes.
He lost the scope. Then it somehow made its way over there. With the help of a magpie phasmid?
The lieutenant observes the lens sparkle in your hand.
This sight is a T9, Mr. Dross. Was it attached to the rifle when you made the shot?
Silence. Not even a sigh.
I'm gonna let you rest now, Mr. Dross.
The plastic cape flaps around his face in a gust of wind. His back is slouched and his mouth open. The blacks of his eyes are receding. His pupils are returning to normal.
Hang tight.
We should think about getting back to the mainland. To get help. He'll be safe here. If we don't take too long.
Will he? Oh, look at this new armor. Yeah. Damn, that was cool. I like that. It made me feel like there was magic. I like that feeling. What is this image? I think he's gonna die. He's not gonna survive us leaving him.
The skiff is swaying on the waves by the dock.
Let's return to the mainland,
Let's. We are done here.
he says, adjusting his glasses as he looks out over the water.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight as you get in. The ride back is uneventful and quiet, but for the sound of conversation on the water, there is someone inland waiting for you. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Who's waiting for me? Kuno?
Look what the tide brought him.
Oh. Says the man without glasses. Suddenly his expression changes and he tilts his head.
I want to call you a teapot, but I'm honestly kind of impressed. No idea where you got all that gear, but there's no doubt in my mind that some bad people are looking for it. Also, you look like a fucking idiot.
I look awesome. Shut
Whatever
it.
this is, it is completely unimportant compared to what you've just seen. This is the man with sunglasses from the Whirling in Rags. But where are his sunglasses?
Wait, you're the man with the sunglasses.
That's right. And you're some kind of murder machine.
Who are you people?
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstam. I believe we've met on several occasions.
Yeah, you're at the Feld building.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean-Vicomar, and this is your special task force. Or what's left of it. Special Consultant Trent Heilerstam, Patrol Officer Judith Minot.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation led us.
The scene is making even him feel as though he has to justify your actions.
We might need your help with something later.
He adds, suddenly regaining his confidence.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy.
He's not a naughty boy.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
Okay, thank you, Lieutenant.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
She says warmly, flashing the lieutenant the tiniest of smiles.
Letting the lieutenant know he shouldn't feel embarrassed over the shitstorm that's about to befall you.
Why? What's about to befall me? The armor, no one else seems bothered by it.
Oh, really? They don't seem bothered by it? That's because you're a cop in an exoskeleton.
Yeah, I'm a cop in a goddamn exoskeleton.
Actually, are you? Are you still a cop?
Yes.
There's so much disco going on, it's hard to tell.
Disco is part of it.
Vic, calm down.
Alright. Forget about all this. There's a giant...
We're not forgetting about anything. Look at you.
He points at you with both hands. With... What? What is this about?
Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe this is where you come in?
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. I'm at best an enthusiast in cognitive science. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact, I should probably get going.
No, Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
Shit kid.
What?
What an interesting Monica.
Wait. What? What's a shit kid?
You. Shit.
Despite all that
whoops.
you've done, the deserter, the phasmid, the case,
Despite all that I've done,
No. Because of all that you've done.
I made things better here. How did you know I was here?
The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went.
Oh. I saved his establishment and he betrays me.
Strange. He didn't mention that. In fact, the establishment didn't look saved at all. There was a giant aerograffito in front of the building. It was on fire.
Whoa, yeah, I lit it on fire. It was a poetic gesture.
I knew it. Didn't I tell you, Trant? I told you it was our shit kid.
The line is from Lu Jiatun's Mirova 82, isn't it? About girl-child communism, the titular returning character to ghost the apparition of... Good choice, Harry.
Thank you. He sounds like my encyclopedia.
he is correct.
Oh my god, they're
it
getting
was
on.
the Seraillese poet Lu Jiatun who, in the 50s of the last century, composed the...
Don't encourage him, Trant.
Okay.
You aren't. Yeah, I mean, this is obvious. You aren't the man, but I want to go through all this since it's the end. You aren't the man with sunglasses at all. You're not even blonde.
Guilty as charged. I heard you'd lost your mind and your memory. I wanted to see if it was true.
No, I've been
And
piecing it all
was.
together.
Good work, Harry. You're insane now. There's one less person for me and everyone else to rely on.
He was too sarcastic for you to realize who he was.
Oh. If you hadn't been so sarcastic, I would have realized I knew you.
I'm clinically depressed, Harry. Sorry if I wasn't in the mood to batter you up after you told us to fuck off.
I don't like being lied to.
I didn't lie to you.
You did.
No one lies to you. You were so fucked up on booze you couldn't recognize your own partner.
Is he just butthurt about this? Okay, you never told me you're not the horse-faced woman. Point at her.
Lieutenant, my name is not horse-faced woman. It's Judith Minot. I was assigned to your unit 2 months ago. I thought we were friends.
Oh, we're still friends. I just have a stupid head.
Okay, because you're my commanding officer, I really want to respect you. I want us to have a normal relationship.
That will never happen, Jude. He's the rudest man on earth. He's the reason why the rest of us have to take sensitivity training. And I hate sensitivity training.
Well, it's not doing you any good, apparently. Is this an intervention? So, Trent Heidelstam turns out to be Special Consultant Trent Heidelstam?
Yes, I'm Trant Heidelstam. I never said
Heidelstam.
I wasn't Trant Heidelstam.
What's up with the kid, then?
Mikhail? Mikhail's my son.
Oh. What was up with all the interesting history? Spying on me?
No, I was just interested in the Feld building and the Martinez beachhead. And Mikhail wanted to see Martinez. It was a coincidence.
So what are you, Special Consultant, doing here?
What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the 30s, like partial psychotraumatic amnesia, group personality theory.
He's here to see if you're insane. He is smart. Let's move on.
Okay. Duped again. None of you are who you say you are.
Duped? Hey, here's a brilliant idea. Don't be a morbid drunk and you won't be duped so easily.
Okay, Gardener, Scab Leader, this. Turn to Lieutenant. Tell me at least you are who... No, okay. Okay, that does have things to do with it. Yeah, sure. I'm saying this to Kim, right? The... You are who you said you were? Is he? Oh no, now I'm doubting. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna say it.
Yes, I'm still Kim Kisuragi, still a lieutenant from Precinct 57.
Okay. He wouldn't lie to me. So you mentioned a task force.
Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells?
Yep, totally get it, Major Crimes Unit.
He doesn't remember.
Oh.
See? He really doesn't remember. It wasn't a sick joke. At least that's good.
Yeah, that's very good.
Alright. Where have you been all this time?
Where have we been? We've been fucking off as far as I remember.
He crosses his arms.
You told us to fuck off.
Oh.
You said we're cramping your style.
You
You're
are.
detective god. Fuck everything. All we burn. Detect or die.
It sounds like a word still live by. Why would you leave a literal police god?
You were crying hysterically. You were drunk, breaking things, being emotionally abusive. You said we were going into the abyss. None of us wanted to see the abyss. So we fucked off. Like you told us to.
Okay, so none of this is ringing any bells.
The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Detective God. Trant, this is where you come in. How bad is it?
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia, episodic and semantic.
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, Isola, pound, and so on.
As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting.
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
Whoa, am I poor because I lost my memory? It might have something to do with an anomaly in the church, a 2-millimeter hole in the world. You know, honestly, like I could have made myself so drunk that I've lost all my memories, or it could be to do with this hole here that I got drunk so close to it. Yeah, I drank so much I lost my memory, and now I'm slowly recovering it. I think for me it would be either of these two, because this seems like It must affect us in some way. I'm gonna say the church one. Yeah.
Corresponding to the 20-centimeter hole in your brain. Sure.
What?
This theory has great symmetry. I see how it folds into itself neatly.
Precisely, Satellite Officer Vicmere. It's Martinez.
Take this seriously. I suspect there might be something wrong with Martinez.
This sounds odd, but I was there. The church on the coast was shaking from an audio-spatial anomaly. It may have been anthroponetic or perhaps related to radio waves. Either way, it was real. I've even put it in my report. You should read it. I do not, however, think it has anything to do with him drinking himself to the point of brain damage.
Thank you, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Just to clarify, I do not think Izalori anthroponetics are a hoax. Pale produces global phenomena. It's proven. However, what has not been proven is total memory loss after drinking too much Komodo Red. Honestly, I think he's just lying to us.
But Detective Vicmere, he has blanked out before.
I have.
Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after the two drunks case, the other when we looked into that mural.
So you don't remember not remembering. Beautiful.
Yep.
The two cases in your ledger. The unsolvable case and the Next World mural. Those were recent. Those cases were hard on you.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. And then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input here.
He gestures towards the scenery.
Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed flat against it. Total input. Hardwired to the free market. We just need it for its end.
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless.
I like this
I'm
Trent
glad
guy.
we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the major crimes unit? Is he a crétin now? I want to know that.
I only want Kim as my partner now. You guys suck.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
Fuck all of you. I don't want to be in your unit.
No, Harry. Fuck you. You already fucked us. I've already explained this shit to Bryce twice. To Berdyayeva 4 times. I'm your partner. I answer for you when you're not there.
No, Kim is my partner now. What now?
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here.
Really?
No. Now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry?
Oh, The time has come. Tequila sunset.
Ha ha ha. Ho ho ho. Tequila sunset. Not sunrise because you're almost dead. So funny, Harry. Thank you for fucking me. Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out of my payslip. You know that, right? You're gonna get fired. And I'm gonna pay till I die. It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
I got my badge right here then. Show it to
In a
them.
rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic.
Oh
and the
no.
badge slips out of your hand.
Oh no. I don't want to miss this. Where's my hand eye? I don't want to look like an idiot in front of them. Alright. Ching! Oh! Yeah. It's in my plastic bag.
Not today, badge.
Behold my badge!
And your gun?
Oh well. Can I
As
show
if
the other
having
gun?
your badge and gun are natural states, not achievements. Gun. Yeah, you don't have that.
Yeah, I
Maybe
don't.
you can philosophize your way out of it.
I'm gonna philosophize. Gun, badge, car, these are things. Things don't matter. People do.
You're drunk, aren't you? You lost your gun and you're drunk. You're a drunk, gunless bum. I can't smell it.
I tried not to. No, I'm gonna lie to this. Screw that. No, Kim has seen me. I'm not gonna lie in front of him. I tried not to, but I can't work as well without it.
Well,
I'm
you
just
let the suspect
accept it.
escape. Glacier something. Because you were too drunk to assess a flight risk.
We've read the reports. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
That's just a small detail in a huge case you know nothing about. Oxygen Holocaust? I'm not gonna bring that up. Not taking her in was the right thing to do. She gave us a vital clue. No. Yes, I let her go as an act of mercy.
Oh, well. If you let her go, I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect, who shot herself in the head.
That was totally a
Or the
misunderstanding.
fact that you very likely sold your gun for booze. That's peanuts. That's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote. Compared to the 7 people who
Yeah, you
were
can't
gunned
hurt me
down,
to death
the
anymore.
streets are literally red with blood, Harry. It was fucking mass murder.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired and vetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals. He did so at considerable risk to his person. Remember, he was shot. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been.
Yep. Yeah, what he said. Also solve this case. It solved all of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Detective, it's better if I do that.
Oh, okay. He says in a lowered voice.
It's
Got it.
so much better if he does this.
Yeah,
A
I
million
agree.
times better.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation.
He brushes a stray strand of hair out of his eye and coughs.
You've spent the week with him on this case. What is your take
Come on, Kim.
The case?
on Lieutenant Yofreter Dubois?
Well,
Double
the
your
drinking,
freighter.
the last gun, also losing his badge. That's all true. And he's been drinking on the job.
Like a bit.
The man sighs deeply.
Then there's the superstardom. He likes to, from time to time, allude to being a superstar law official. At first I thought it was a joke, but now I'm not so sure. He says disco about 20 times a day. It's odd, especially in light of his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a hustler. He grinds. He makes the real. He's a visionary and a money engineer, which is just...
He shakes his head.
And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, and the drugs, of course. Amphetamine, mostly.
Hey.
But despite all this, he is a great detective. One of the best I have seen, in fact.
Thanks, Kim.
He can talk human beings into telling him everything. And he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing leads, however far-fetched and tangential. He is tireless, madly driven.
Aw, thanks.
Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke, which, by the way, I have to disagree with you, Mr. Vicmar, was a valiant effort. He really sang his heart out.
I did.
Okay, he did
My soul is
something.
vast.
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on the case, and he solved it. We have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator, locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a revolutionary brigade who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. Oh, and he also discovered a new species.
A new species?
A colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded from the reeds. I think we may be dealing with the Insulindian phasmid.
He takes out the photo of the phasmid and shows it to the officers across the yard. The wind blows, flapping the glossy rectangle.
Don't
in
lose
his
that
hand.
photo, Kim.
You hear gasps beneath the howling of the wind.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
Boom shakalaka, motherfucker.
Fucking hell is that? Is this somehow connected to the case?
Detective?
Yes, I believe the pheromone it emits may be responsible for the killer's mental degradation.
The old man was not aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
So it is connected.
Ha!
I
Eat
must
it,
say,
Jean.
this is absolutely extraordinary. I don't even have words for it.
Yes. It really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
His tired eyes follow the photo as the lieutenant puts it away.
Now you make your case.
Ooh, okay.
Now is the time.
Okay.
Now or never.
I also started a nightclub in the church. Also, the phasmid was female. The reeds are its nest. The killer, Lilianovich draws. We have a strong motive for him. The previous head of the de Bordeaux's union was assassinated by our killer. Wait, could I say all this? The killer, Liliano. In case I can't say anything else, we have a strong motive for him.
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym.
Revolutionary matronym?
The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms, derived from the mother's name instead. This man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich. The custom was overturned after the revolution failed, but not before it made it to Revachol.
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
Thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory. You said you have a motive?
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
He's like the walking encyclopedia. Yeah, he killed the mercenary in an act of jealousy.
Jealousy? I thought this Lilianovich was an old man. To have been hiding for 50 years. Like 70-something.
A strange psychosexual fixation, aggravated possibly by proximity to the phasmid and its chemicals. He himself gave a political reason, said he had killed an enemy combatant. Also, we have ballistics from the gun, matching the bullet found in the dead mercenary's head, and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
It's a clean win.
Oh, it's way more than that. Way more.
It's way more. It's more than that. A perfect unfolding mechanism, like a phasmid. Or way more than that, it will win. Nope. It's my masterpiece. Oh no, it's way more than that. A perfectly folding mechanism like a phasmid.
Perfect folding mechanism. Get over yourself, Harry. I can still smell the booze on the wind.
Hey, I haven't drank to... Did I drink today? I don't think I drank today.
God damn it. It is bad. Even you can smell it.
Do I not shower?
Chin up. Keep focusing on the positives here.
Okay. Also, the phasmid was female. The reeds are in its nest.
Female? What makes you think so?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female. And the nesting behavior too, I think.
Incredible. Were there eggs in the nest?
No, it clones itself.
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
He turns to you.
It's interesting time. Forget about the rest.
It's interesting time? It had gathered items in the nest. Interesting time. I think it reproduces by parthenogenesis. Yeah, I think it reproduces by parthenogenesis.
As in cloning itself?
Yeah.
What makes you think so?
Observation.
Interesting. Then it is especially vulnerable to disease. A single strain of bacteria could wipe out the entire species. We're probably talking conservation efforts here.
He looks around quickly, assessing the coast. It had gathered items in the nest, a helmet, a scope, a passport.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are called bowers. They are for attracting mates.
Are these the ones that birds make, like those male birds to like attract females?
Bowers are built by males of the species who can't afford colorful mating displays physically.
Yeah.
This one was plain colored.
I don't think it's either. It sounded like, I still think it was female. It sounded like it.
Of course, as I said, I'm only guessing. I didn't see it. It must be robust if it can move a whole helmet with its limbs.
It could maybe roll it, like a dung beetle.
I think it emits a chemical that makes it look even more like reeds.
Yes. That would be a pheromone. A pheromone that's seemingly beneficial to the host. It usually stimulates the affected nervous system. Not a human's, of course, but perhaps a predator's?
Nothing is off the table. But I want to stress this. The find does not have to be connected to the case. The case is 100% prosecutable, without any chiromones.
Of course, Lieutenant. Of course. We should treat the case and the phasmid as completely separate from each other. People are not going to...
He shakes his head.
They're not going to go for this speculation in the constabulary.
Okay, it had mandibles that looked like hair, and it was completely white on the inside.
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single stalk, it still retained parts that looked like reed tufts on its limbs.
Incredible. The PR value of this is exceptional. Carve discovers new species. Maybe even discovers the Insulindian phasmid. No, that's too much.
This would really help with some of the problems we've been having.
See,
Absolutely. This is great.
this
This does not
so
say
good at my job.
vigilante murderers to me at all. This says science, news, human interest. You know, it's a really good thing you have that photo.
Without it,
He shakes his head.
You're doing good here.
I am.
Perhaps only for a moment, but still.
I also started a nightclub in the church.
what was that? It sounded like you set up a nightclub in the church.
I did say that. Yeah. And I discovered a hitherto unexplored anthroponetical phenomenon in there too. A 2-millimeter hole in the world.
Get a grip. No one cares about your anthroponetic adventures right now.
4 kids were living in a tent on the ice. They were going to drown when it melted. It's not optimal, but the building was abandoned, so he put them in there. It's okay.
It's not that okay. Get off this subject.
Fine.
now.
The previous head of the Debaucheurs Union was assassinated by our killer.
This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open.
Oh.
In Martinez, where Everard and Edgar Clare have ears everywhere.
The lieutenant lowers his voice just a little.
Our eyes, too. Your return from the island must not have gone unnoticed.
Okay.
Understood, of course.
I would prefer not to partake in anything union-related.
Okay.
For political neutrality.
Okay. Gets. There's also a dead man on the boardwalk, a missing person I found.
Yes. Fallen through a gap in a boardwalk. Drunk.
How did you know I found
The
him?
body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue. I had Tilbrook and Mullins take care of funeral arrangements and family stuff.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry. This all comes back to us.
Still, good work with the missing person,
Oh,
detective.
you're welcome. I also looked into the Mr. I confiscated drugs from Kuno's dad.
Who's Kuno?
my
You
bestie.
don't want to know.
You're right, Lieutenant. I don't. You snorted the drugs, I know you did. It's alright. I mean, at this point, anything is but the drink.
Oh, you're in, sure. Okay, I also looked into the mystery of the Doom commercial area.
I don't know what a Doom commercial area is.
The case turned out to be possibly anthroponetical, part of my larger investigation into Martinez itself.
No, it didn't. It
Yeah.
didn't turn out to be anthroponetical again.
It
Enough with the
is.
solar pale 2-millimeter hole in the world line.
Oh my god, this is
Paradox B.
this is like
We're
this
a
is gonna eat
police
us
force.
all. You better listen, John.
Paradox B is a fringe science magazine published in Grad. Its mission is to explain theories like telekinesis and intra-esolary power before they get out of hand.
But they all know the pale is real. This should be worrying them.
It doesn't look like the lieutenant wishes you to push this angle
Fine.
further.
Fine, don't take it seriously then. So what do you say? Want to take this hot shit back? Point to yourself.
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder. So I have to. Jude,
No, I can just go back with Kim. It's fine.
Honestly, Anything that ends this trial is okay with me.
A quick nod.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
Thanks.
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's roll.
Now you will finally get to know who you are.
Oh, wait. I have a few questions before we go about who I am.
The man looks westward, impatiently,
Come on.
jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Who am I?
Who are you? You're a gym teacher, Harry.
What?
Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but
But before.
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
That does explain a lot.
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable facial hair,
My awesome face. The collection of found sportswear I've amassed.
the fact that you don't seem to know what homosexuality is, and your moves on the church floor, which honestly were just jump aerobics.
No, they were not.
Also, this guy. Just everything about this guy. And this guy, too.
And this guy.
God, even this javelin throwing freak here.
Oh God, contact Mike.
Of course. Contact Mike.
he's been on about Mike again. I hate that guy.
Oh my gosh, am I a fan? Contact Mike is a reprise of the most inspiring basic sports principle of open competition, a 5,000 to 1 rank outsider.
Oh, you don't say. Does he also vault an impassable gulf of finance and privilege?
Probably.
It is getting cold out.
She looks around at the dilapidated fishing village. When was this? When was I a gym
In
teacher?
your 20s or late 20s?
Oh.
You've really let yourself go since then.
I can run everywhere. No, I haven't. You said in Coron I was a gym teacher there?
Yes, you taught gym in Coron. I believe that's the
Coron.
term. Taught gym at a high school. You were a high school gym teacher.
The smell of sweat and glue. The worn floorboards.
I must have been everyone's favorite person.
Coron is just east of Jamrock. It was a short walk every morning to the baseball field or the sports building.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Acel, the whole thing on the ice. That's why you are so juvie.
Yeah. Whatever that means. Why did I join the RCM then?
The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than you are. Oh,
You,
Oh, whoop.
every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym. She, leaving for the academy with her spring coat on. The air filled with the smell of smoke and raspberries and incredible hope.
Not apricots?
An ocean full of hope.
Okay, I see now.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. He's an honest-to-God gym teacher.
We ran for like 7 days straight. Why am I like this?
it's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Also, you were drunk.
I really hate Jean.
You really went with it too. Really maximized the damage.
Was she called Dora Dubois?
Dubois? It was Dora Engelund, I think.
Oh.
You've said her name, but you weren't married. You were engaged.
Oh, so we weren't even married.
No one is
She
married
is
anymore. This
inconsequential
is
to me.
Levachol.
When was this?
God, I don't know. 6 years ago, she was way before my time.
6 years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong with you?
Ah. 6 years.
Yeah. Or 7. You're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and Dora Engelund really tore you a new one. A big one.
Who was she?
Incredibly bangable.
Figures.
Extremely fuckable, Harry. Gorgeous. A gorgeous bourgeois woman. Wayfish. Like a Welkin, basically.
Oh.
Snow Welkin. Blonde Welkin. Heartbreak Welkin.
I don't like the way he talks about my ex.
Pain Welkin.
I've only seen a picture, but it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was. One you never recuperated from.
I know. I made her into a god in
Look.
my head.
The sun is going down. It's time to go home.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river.
Judith
Way
is like,
east.
come on, guys.
Hard to
stop
say which
talking."
came first, the middle-class chick or the drink. Egg and the chicken kind of thing. My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. Is there something harder than a psychiatrist? A forensic psychiatrist? Go talk to that.
I will. That's
In
good
other
advice.
words, he's heard enough about this.
Okay, am I a dirty cop working for La Puta Madre?
No.
No, because the suspect seemed to think...
You're too unstable to work for a mob boss. You're suicidal, Harry. No mob boss would take you.
That's comforting.
I assure you, I wouldn't consult for a corrupt unit.
He would immediately backpedal out of it. I told you it's not that bad.
Okay, Precinct 41, what kind of station is that?
Us? We're the bloody murder station, haven't you heard? We're the bad guys. No one likes us.
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You are just understaffed, and everyone respects the 41st. You have Captain Price.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station and the district is too big, which is why we need to...
He tilts his head northward.
Get back to it. We left Torson and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not good.
Torson and McLean?
Mac the Torso Torson and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a wing. Believe me. Things are shaky as it is.
They are damn iconic though, Torson and McLean.
An iconic duo, I take it?
Yeah, not like us. Two clinically depressed old men. Where's the contrast here? We are garbage.
And the Sea Wing is...
God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock punchers.
You're
You
the
and I
loser.
reconceptualized it as a task force. It was a mistake.
I am clearly the best one here.
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me. Other losers too.
He's anything but a loser. Although he would like to be seen as one. It's cooler that way.
And Price is...
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the founders of the RCM.
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the force. You're lucky.
So I work in the blood... I don't want to shoot up the church. So I work in the bloody murder station?
Okay. It's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with green desk lamps and a coffee corner.
I see
A
it.
lot of good people work there. Hard. Every day.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershoal. Faubourg, technically, but it's divided into 11 districts. Jamrock only has us.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often considered to be the greatest of the districts. You're lucky to have it.
Thank you again, Lieutenant.
The Phasmid. I need to tell Lena about this ASAP.
Who is Lena?
She lives at 1113 Tabernacle Road in Jamrock. Remember?
A cryptozoologist. She lives in Jamrock on Tabernacle Road. She told me about this Phasmid.
Tabernacle? It's on the way over. Near where you live on Perdition.
She looks at the Vicar Mayor.
Fine. If we're gonna drop you off anyway.
She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. It's their discovery, in part. They should know as soon as possible. It would do you good to deliver some positive news for a change.
She is going to be over the moon.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi, what will you do now?
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to cover all these. Then I will have a serious talk with my captain.
About what?
Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol.
He pulls up his collar and looks around, the cold spring light reflected in the lens of his glasses.
I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate.
Want to do that at Station 41?
Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of 2 captains with my doom-mongering.
No, I mean investigate. Come work in Precinct 41. Be my partner instead. These guys suck.
Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one, but he's at a loss.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor.
The lieutenant turns very serious all of a sudden.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to. Mountains, even.
I do like the sound of that.
I got an achievement. Recruit Kim Kitsuragi. Ah!
He's really considering it.
Oh my gosh, I'm ready. Let's go.
Good.
New partner.
Fuck it, let's go. Tron brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock.
Under the evening sky, the great district turns on its lights. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls inside. Fire traps as far as the eye can see, from Main Street to Precinct 41, atop the motorway, to Boogie Street, disappearing into the rain on the horizon. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles.
Huh?
Spring has come. It's time.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
Oh, Kim. Damn, that was such a good game. Thank you guys for suggesting it. Oh my gosh, I need to stretch, but holy moly, like I really enjoyed that. From the start to the end, it was not what I was expecting at all, actually. It was much, much better. The writing is so clever. I don't know if I'll be able to get over something like this. It's definitely worth multiple playthroughs because I can see where things would go so differently. So anyways, yeah, thank you all for being super supportive on the series, for letting me experience it the way I wanted to experience it, making my mistakes, finding out other ways to do something. That was really, really enjoyable. So until the next one, guys, take care.